Welcome back, Cowboys Nation. Welcome back to our channel. We have a lot to talk about. Last night's game was horrible, disappointing, ugly to watch. I have no idea what to say. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of negative points we want to talk about, and a few good things. So let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about the offense line.
Yeah, the offensive line got beat last night bad. We couldn't run the ball. They didn't really give Dak good enough time to throw the ball. They got beat all around. We got that Tyron Smith injury now. Thank God they said it's not that serious.
But he's definitely out next week.
Connor Williams is not having a great season. We were concerned about him going into the season. Travis Frederick's not the same player right now. Right guard, we got Zach Martin. He's got the back, disc issues. And the best player on offensive line right now is La'el Collins, who some people thought last season wasn't that good. But he signed that contract in the offseason and he looks great. So, last night's offensive line performance was horrible. I know Mark Colombo was going to do his best to get them back going next week, but they were getting beat. I mean, Zeke had 1.9 yards a carry, and every time he had the ball, I felt like the offensive linemen were on the ground. I even pointed out to her, I'm like, look at it, he's running the ball and there's 3 linemen on the ground right now. It was horrible. We got beat up.
I think the best lineman we had was La'el Collins, and he did excellent against Cameron Jordan, but everybody else fell apart. I mean, like you said, 1.9 yards per carry. We had 18 attempts for 35 yards.
Yeah.
35 yards. Usually we average at least almost 100.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it for the Cowboys style of football. There's no way. We did not pay Zeke all that money and invest all that money in the offensive line to average 1.9 yards a carry and only have 35 yards rushing.
And talking about the run game, where was Pollard?
Yeah, so another thing.
Pollard
was on the field for 2 plays. 2 plays. I mean, that's not what we drafted him for. Not at all. He's supposed to be our change of pace back. He saw the field twice. It's not going to work.
It was definitely opposite from last week. I mean, you had both backs 100 yards. You know, granted, we did play the Miami Dolphins, but you still had at least 2 running backs that had 100 yards, and now you only had Zeke with 35 and Pollard with, I don't even
For me, last night, it started with the offensive line, and we didn't do our job. It was bad.
Let's talk about running on first down.
Yeah, I thought Scott Linehan was back on the field for us calling plays.
I think people are calling him back. What, Kellen Linehan?
That was horrible. That was horrible. We kept being predictable on first down again. We were running the ball on almost every first down. It was so predictable, and the Saints knew it. We see it, so we know the Saints know it.
Of course. I mean, Sean Payton's been watching those films for...
Sean Payton. We definitely got out-coached last night.
Definitely.
Sean Payton's a genius at that stuff. Give the Saints credit. Dennis Allen had a good defensive plan. He was showing mixed coverages. He was blitzing. He was zoning. He was playing man coverage. He had Dak a little confused. He brought rushers that our offensive line could not pick up. It was a great game plan by Sean Payton. They studied their film on Dak and our offense and our tendencies, and they did what they had to do. So let's give credit to the Saints for shutting that offensive down. That was averaging 30 points a game.
Of course, and we only got 10 points. I mean, Kellen Moore's play calling was very conservative. Very conservative.
Yeah, we basically played not to lose.
We did, and we took no shots down the field.
No shots downfield. I think in our pregame video we were talking about Devin Smith, and we were looking forward to seeing him, exposed.
We even talked about getting Zeke in the game.
Yeah, we talked about running the ball heavy, but none of that happened last night. None of it.
No. All right, so we talked about the offensive line. Let's just talk about the key plays in this game that made a big difference. And let's talk about the 2 fumbles with Witten and Zeke.
Yeah, Witten's fumble was unfortunate. He caught a nice pass. Dak delivered on a big third down and passed midfield. I felt like that would have been a scoring drive for us. Unfortunately, Big Witt fumbled the ball, and it happens. It's part of the game, and there's nothing you can do about that. And on Zeke's fumble, that 4th and 1, that was a questionable call. I'm sure we all thought and we all know that his elbow was down. But the problem with that is when the refs make a call on the field, 99% of the time, if it's real ticky-tacky, they're going to stick with their call.
They don't have a clear-cut view of what happened, and they're not 100% sure that it wasn't or was a fumble. They're going to stick to the call on the field.
So it was questionable. A lot of us are mad this morning about that call. But, it happened, and we've got to move on.
All right. So what about Amari's 2 offensive pass interference?
Those were horrible calls, man. Horrible calls. We've seen worse happen, and those were big penalties in the game. Big penalties, but like I said, I think the refs. I'm not saying anything, fishy happened, but those refs are what 11-1, 12-1 when they call the Saints games.
Now they are 12-1 against they're 12-1 towards Saints when they are calling the game.
So there was some questionable calls last night.
Was it Sean Payton? That's the one who mentioned that in an interview.
Those offensive pass interference, we've seen worse. We've seen worse, and I've seen football for a long time. I've seen worse.
No, exactly. So let's talk about at least some good. I mean, we have the Packers coming next week. What can we take away that's good from this game?
Robert Quinn was amazing. He was an animal off the end. They had no answer for him off that edge.
No.
I think him performing that well is going to free up D-Law a little bit. We'll get a little bit more attention to that side of Robert Quinn because D-Law's been, really quiet. We haven't heard that much from him. A lot of fans are worried we gave him that big contract. A lot of people are saying that he is making plays, that we're just not seeing it. I don't understand what that is, but I'm not seeing it.
I don't see it.
So, we'll see. Hopefully, we paid him a lot of money, and hopefully the season, as it goes, he picks it up. I think missing a part of training camp was huge for him. And same thing with Zeke. I think both of them...
I think that was a big factor in Zeke.
I think both of them are hurting from missing camp, but they're just getting their feet under them, and I think they'll be okay as the season goes.
Yeah. Another big thing is we have to give credit to this defense. This defense really played lights out. I mean, we held them to 4 field goals.
Yes.
4 field goals.
Jalen and Van Der Esch played amazing to me. They limited Kamara. Our secondary limited Mike Thomas. That was our big worries going into this game. We're talking about our video, was limiting Mike Thomas and Kamara.
Yep,
and we did it. Our defense hung in there, and they gave us a shot at the end of the game. And our offense laid an egg, like they did all night. They laid an egg.
Yeah. I mean, our defense played impeccable with being on the field. I would say about 75% of the time.
Yeah, they were on the field a lot.
We had one possession in the third quarter, so about, I would say, how long was our possession? Probably only a couple minutes. So
yeah.
The defense played the whole third quarter, majority of the fourth too.
Yeah, they gave us a shot then.
They gave us a shot at the end, and that sack with Dak at the end really killed us. So our offensive line did take a beating, and injuries, I mean, we did come out with injuries. The biggest one is Tyron Smith. Kevon Frazier is now out. He's having season-ending surgery. All right, so we talked about the bad, the ugly of the game, and we also talked about the good points. So let's talk about where do we go from here?
Yeah, I want to see the Cowboys get back to those downfield play-action plays that Dak's been successful on the first 3 games. Let's throw the ball down the field. Let's establish our running game. Hopefully our offensive line can get back healthy because it's a concern right now. And let's get Pollard involved. Let's get Pollard involved in this offense. We're going to be at home against Green Bay. Get back to the basics. Kellen Moore's a young offense coordinator. He'll learn from his mistakes. I'm not pushing the panic button yet. Neither should you. It's early in the season. Teams get hot. We're still 3-1. We're in first place. And let's just take care of business next week and beat the Packers.
Alright guys, so that was everything on our take on the Saints game last night. Now we have the Packers coming in on Sunday. Aaron Rodgers in the last 2 games have had really amazing games against us in our own stadium.
Yeah,
so we hope that with everything that happened last night, that we take all that into account. We watch the films, we make those adjustments, and we whoop some ass.
Yeah, I want to see our offense get back to what we were. I want to see some more downfield plays. I want to be aggressive. And let's try to run this ball better. I'm looking forward to beating the Packers. I know everybody's disappointed. I was too. It's going to be a long week. We all held our breath on Tyron's injury last night. I couldn't sleep because of that. But they're saying that he's better today, and it's not as serious as they thought it would be. So we got some relief there. Let's take care of the rest of the week. Hope you guys all have a good week, and let's kick some Packers ass.
So we'll see you guys on Friday. We're hoping to do videos every Friday about pre-games, trying to get up to get videos loaded up on Monday as post-games, and if anything in between you guys want to talk about, we'll let you guys know. But make sure you guys like and subscribe and let us know what you guys think, what you guys want us to talk about.